CG Market Watch.
Alright guys, welcome to CG Market Watch. So today we have a few topics to cover. Number one, we're going to talk about the hacks, alright? And then number two, we're going to talk about the dropping of BTC. Why is the price of BTC dipping, right? And the last topic we want to talk about today, it's the Kim and Trump denuclearization policy, right? What's happening? So Mike, what do you think about the hacks?
Okay, from what I know, right, the hacks were actually quite local to Korea, and the market, the amount that was stolen, I mean, it sounds like a lot, like 36 mil, not confirmed yet, as far as I know. But I mean, it's actually not that big an impact. It's a very small fraction of the market cap. It's more of like the media coverage that when they portray this, everyone looks at the number, they're like, oh shit, it's a huge amount. Then everyone starts to panic. Then they start to pull out and panic sell. Then kind of causes like a ripple effect.
So I mean, when I went through the reading on its own, I realized that there were only certain tokens, and they were mainly ICO projects that were actually stolen. And it's not major, like the main few currencies that were stolen, right? But however, the media portrayed in such a way that it was a huge thing, alright? And 36 million out of the market cap of 300 billion is actually a very small percentage. I think 0.1% or 1% of it. So I really question how big of impact that was, right? But it was the ripple effect. It was the people believing that, oh my god, security is being breached here, right? Hacks is happening, and that's why it happened again. And you know, I think there was also an article talking about Ethereum dApps being hacked, right? So I think 20 million was being hacked as well. So it comes to a point where security is being questioned, right? And there's so many different ways of scammers and hackers, you know, coming through and coming into the market right now. So now, if let's say Mike today, if you're a hacker, right? Let's just put it this way. If let's say Mike hacked and maybe you got 2,000 Ethereum or maybe 10,000 Ethereum, right? What would you do?
Retired. No, as in I would short it and then I'll sell it off.
Oh, what do you mean by short it though? Like where?
So I
will, certain exchange, right?
Yeah, I'll use an exchange that I will just sell off my Ethereum and then buy back at a lower price and then pray that the price drops. And since I'm releasing the money and the media has been covering it as like, oh, a hack happened, then general sentiment, you can kind of expect the price to go down. So I'll be able to get back more Ethereum with less money. So like from 2,000 free Ethereum suddenly becomes like 3,000 free Ethereum.
Right, so what we're trying to say here, or what Mike is trying to say here is this. Now, if we kind of expect that a hack is coming, okay, what we could do, I mean, in certain ways, certain speculators will be doing this is that they will short the market, right? And then if let's say there are whales of big BTC amount, they can just dump the market so that the hacks and the shorts, right? The shorts will be profitable, right? In that sense, because I short the market first on different, with margin, with leverage. Let's say I do a ×2 or ×5 leverage. And then after I short, I literally just dump my BTC and I collude with a few other BTC whales or even Ethereum or whatever, and I dump it together and kill the market. And that is what we are speculating on things. That could be what is happening. The other possibilities is now, certain exchanges are declaring that they got stolen, funds got stolen and things like that, right? Could it also be something that's done internally instead of externally? What if the hacker is someone that they hire themselves, you know, to actually steal the funds from their own exchange and make it seem as if they are the victims themselves? And they get a hefty paycheck in the process. And I wonder, could that be one of the possibilities as well, right? So it's really hard to say because cryptocurrency or crypto market, it's something that is deregulated, right? No one could control. There's no central bank or central control regulatory body that controls and says, no, you can't do this, you can't do insider trading, you cannot do colluding, things like that. So it's very hard to say what is happening in the market, right?
So the 4 exchanges, right, you said they were colluding or could be colluding.
Could be colluding, right? And that's why
sell wall. So
like a spoofing technique. So a CFTC was actually investigating into the 4 exchanges, but till now there's not much news, right? So we're still wondering about that as well.
Do you explain the sell wall part? Or
okay, so let me just explain that the spoofing kind of thing, which I actually kind of explained in the previous CG Market Watch, but I can repeat it again. And so what the different exchanges could be colluding or could be doing is this. Now you kind of realize as the market matures, right? The prices of BTC or the prices of cryptocurrency tends to be the same, okay? Because the market mature and therefore they are using the same ticker, they're using the same pricing. Now when the market is kind of developing at this stage, when it's still in a developing stage, very early, there's a lot of opportunities for arbitration, right? You can arbitrage. So meaning you buy from this exchange, you sell at this particular exchange. However, in a situation where major exchanges partner up together, perhaps using a little bit of difference in BTC prices, I could set a particular wall, a buy wall or sell wall. So WALL by the way. So I would set a buy wall or a sell wall, like a big huge order. So for instance, I put maybe a 50 BTC or 100 BTC buy wall at particular price of maybe 6,200. Okay, so it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy because everyone starts looking at the order books and see, oh, okay, so there's a big 100 or 500 BTC buy wall at 6,200, right? So naturally people will kind of conform to that and everyone will start pushing the price down towards that level and they know that that is the support. So margin traders or shorters, right, they'll start shorting towards that price because they know that everyone is actually buying up at that particular price, which is a key support area. And so technical analysis, it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy on its own. It's all human nature, right? Everyone feels that that is the way. However, the point is, what if the order was removed? Right, so it was almost hitting, maybe it reached to $6,220 for instance. And what if the buy wall was being removed? Okay, for all the different exchanges, because everyone, different whales are just putting their order at the same amount and someone just took down that support. Okay, so people will start saying, okay, shit, that price is gone, it's no longer a support, right? So a huge buying or a huge shorting will then happen in that sense. So that is what we meant by order books manipulation, and that's what CFTC is trying to investigate, alright? Because they feel that if let's say because of CBOE and CME coming into the futures market, therefore CFTC has the opportunity to take control of the futures prices, and therefore they can then regulate on the different exchanges. So so the regulatory body is trying to find a way to get into cryptocurrency market to regulate it, and this is one of the ways that they are coming through in, okay? And because of order books manipulation, because of greed, for instance, and therefore there's a lot of things like that happening in the market, which is unfortunate. But when the stock market was developing back a few years ago, a few decades ago, perhaps, yeah, I'm pretty sure there's gonna be order books manipulation as well. It's just that now that cryptocurrency, it's in the internet age where we are more technological savvy, this can happen more often, right? It's more prevalent, I would say. All right. So coming to the last topic today, you know, Singapore just hosted the Korean and Trump. The Kim and Trump summit, right? And the denuclearization treaty was signed, right? We're really happy, right? So it's our own country, we're really proud.
It's in the works.
Yeah, it's in the works, right? But Singapore, we spent 20 million on it, right? But of course, just want to give a shout out to Singapore. We're not in China, neither are we in Malaysia, we're in Singapore. Singapore is a state on its own, it's a sovereign state. You can Google that, please map us properly. We're not on one single island, that's what, like we are at least 53 hectares I think. Or 100, no, 100.
Like 40 km across.
Yeah, we're 40 km across. At least give us some stake in that, right? We do have some distance here. It's not big, but it's
marginally bigger than Vatican City.
Okay, well done. So Mike, what do you think about, you know, this how do you think this particular Kim and Trump and like this particular treaty may affect the crypto market?
Okay, I think it's good that they signed the. Nothing went bad with the summit, right? Yeah. So they both came, they were amicable, they started like talking, then Trump invited Kim to the White House.
Yeah.
Don't know whether it's accepted. I don't think it's accepted yet.
I mean, read it was. Kim did accept that.
So I mean, that's a good gesture. It always like helps to build good faith. So. Yeah. The economy for the US side, the dollar is strengthening, right?
Yep.
But we don't see that in BTC. So one of the reasons is maybe because when the US dollar strengthens, then BTC's strength kind of like dips a bit.
Yep.
And I'll just start hedging more out to my USD because I can use it to buy back more BTC when BTC is at a lower price for the same amount.
Yep. Yeah. So let me just explain what Mike said. He did it in a very layman way, but let me just do it in a more professional economic way.
Layman.
So what's happening now? It's the entire market is more risk on, right? So in general market, we're always talking about risk on or risk off, right? So when we say risk on, we tend to want to go towards other forms of investment that are more risky, right, in terms of asset classes. Now, so with the Kim and Trump summit being kind of successful in that most world or the media would suggest that, right? So what's happening now is that the market in general is more bullish, especially in terms of US dollars. The inflation just hit a new high. And on top of that, there are more business confidence in the US itself because of protectionism that Mr. Trump actually kind of implemented for the country. So US is going to be on a hike for the next few months at least to come. And so coming tomorrow or today, you know, there's going to be the FOMC meeting by the central bank in the US, and they will declare whether there's a need for a rate hike to control the inflation. So there's a lot of things that are coming for US dollars. Now, when US dollars is on the high, when it's increasing slowly, BTC prices may be suppressed, because if you know that US dollars has more potential to rise up in a sense, you want to hold on to US dollars and be less risk off, okay, or risk on BTC. Now, the other link that we actually made just now, we were having a discussion, was that, you know, when North Korea a few months ago, when they did shoot the missile out, BTC price did went up, right, significantly. And so at this point in time, we kind of can establish that maybe Bitcoin is like a store of value, right? And now that the peace is here, BTC kind of lost its value, right? It's no longer like a gold, no longer like a store of value, and so people are thinking, hey, you know, why is it better for me to hold US dollars now?
But to be fair, right, it's still a store of value. It's like gold price also kind of spikes during this kind of events. Just that now you feel safer, you're like, alright, I can afford to like spend it in cash. I don't need to hold my investment. So
that would be one of the probable reasons as well. No, to be honest, it's really very difficult to predict which exact news, or it could be certain projects that are dumping BTC, dumping Ethereum, it doesn't matter, to get the US dollars as fiat to pay their own stuff. So it's very, very hard, and it's the summer holidays and World Cup is coming, so there's gonna be
everything at the same time, basically.
So the volume is gonna be like that, stagnant, right? So we all of us just have to face it. Alright, so anything else to add, Mike?
If you have disagreements like this, write it down here so that we can address it, discuss in the next topic.
Right. And thank you all for tuning in to CG Market Watch. So do like, comment, subscribe, let us know how much you love us. Thank you guys. See you on the next video.
Bye.